everybody! Welcome to Custom Comic Strips. Sorry for the loud intro. Still trying to get this figured out. Alright, so I got permission tonight to work on another client job. So we'll go ahead and get started on this. And anybody that's following that wants to see Spirit Rack stuff, that'll be on later after a brief intermission when I go eat dinner. So let me go ahead and start up the next client job here, or the other client job here. We're gonna go right into doing ink, and then hopefully we'll be able to do color on this next page. All right. Alright, let's start this off. We're gonna do our ink, character ink, our ink layer. I'm guessing what we'll do with this, there's a lot of really cool things we can do with the different characters, or well, not characters, sorry. We got different things going on with these with the scene here. So what we're gonna have to do, I think we're gonna have to do an ink layer for the couch, the character, the tree, the stockings. And you're probably wondering, wow, that's a lot of layers, but some of the cool special effects that I have planned for this ebook will require us to have everything in different layers. So let's first of all, before we get going on the ink, let's make sure our image sizes are where they need to be at. So this is going to be, the final size is going to be 9 inches on the width and 6 inches on the height. Let's change the resolution up to 300 dpi. Oh man, I hit my numpad again. I think I messed something up. Let me just double check here. I'm sure I messed something up. 3, let's see, that's good, everything, okay, everything's still good. Okay. Guys, you gotta remember, or not remember, you gotta remind me not to use the numpad. Alright, so let's change that. Now we're ready to go. We're ready to rock. Let's see, we want a brush size of maybe, let's do a pen stroke here and just see where we're at. 10's probably too big. Let's bring it down to maybe 6 or 7. Oops. Undo. Gotta be on the right tool there, buddy. Eraser. We bring that up to probably 10. Pen or the brush tool will take down to probably a 7. Make sure that's black ink. Well, we got the flow and opacity. We gotta adjust back up to full. 7 looks good. Let's try 6. 6 is better. Let's try 7 or 7. 5. Let's try 5 on the brush size. All right, 5 looks. I think 5's best. I don't want to go down to 4. 4 would be too small. Although 4 is not too bad. No, 4 is too small. We're gonna go with 5. Yeah, 5's gonna work out best here. So we'll stick with 5. Let's see. I need to move my mouse out of the way here real quick. Alright, so like I said, I think we're going to have to create an ink layer for each one of the items in this page, or on this page. And you guys will see why here in a bit. There's gonna be a lot of special effects. When I mean special effects, I mean glows and highlights that will require us to have separate layers. So let me go ahead and do ink layer for the character. Let's see, character should be character ink. Character ink. You guys, I don't know how you guys are working in Photoshop. You guys work how you want, but I'm going to recommend that you label each one of these layers so that way you're not having to turn the layer on and off. Just make sure that you label them. It's just going to save you time. It's going to move you along a lot quicker. So we want to do couch, ink. Let's see what other layers we need here. We got character, couch, Christmas tree. So we'll just say tree ink. And label the layers how you need to. I mean, I don't have to do Christmas tree ink. You know, that's kind of a lengthy name to put for a layer. And then we're gonna do the let's see, fireplace. No, stockings. And you're probably, yeah, okay, that makes sense. No, okay, so the way I'm building this out is, in my eyes, the character is in front of the couch. So the character ink layer will be on top of the couch ink layer. The tree and the couch are the same, so it doesn't matter on that. The stockings are in front of the fireplace ink, so we're going to put those next. I'm deciding on what to do with the end table and the coffee cup there, if they need to be on a separate ink layer, or I may just have them part of the couch ink is what it will do. So we'll do stocking ink, and then we are going to do fireplace ink. Actually, let's do we'll just say fireplace ink on this, and then we'll do under that one we'll do wood ink, because we're going to do the wood and the metal shelf or bracket that it's sitting on, so that'll be on a separate layer. Metal, or no, I said wood ink. And then we're gonna do let's see, in front of that one, let's do Santa statue. Let's see, just do Santa ink, so that I know that's the statue that's on the fireplace, or the decoration. Let's do candle ink, and let's do, I guess from here it'd be background ink, really. Let's do ceiling fan ink and then background ink, and then we're done. So let's do fan ink and then background ink. Whenever I do, like, instead of typing out background or foreground, I always do BG or FG. So BG ink, so that, to me, that's background ink. If you have multiple backgrounds going on, so like let's say you're doing a forest scene and you've got 3 sets of trees going farther in the background, that would like be BG1, BG2, BG3, or however you guys want to do it. This is just how I do it. Just want to give you guys a good structure to build off of. Oh, why did I do BG? That was supposed to be fan. Oh no, fan is there. Okay, so no, I was doing it right. Pay attention. Okay, so now that we got all the ink layers set, the color layers will come. I always do a bottom layer underneath the refined sketch, or what I call the pencil layer. I always do a solid white underneath that, because what I end up doing is I end up dropping the opacity down on this pencil layer for when I ink, and that way it'll allow me to actually see what I'm doing with my ink. If I have it all the way up, it's not detrimental, and it doesn't always interfere with my inking process. As you can see, these pencil lines are already dropped on opacity, but by taking the pencil layer even farther down, well, that's too far. I'd say probably, since they're already faded enough, or since the opacity's dropped enough prior to bringing into Photoshop, I think no lower than 50% on this. Anyway, so this allows me to not be distracted by the lines. It's giving me enough to show me where. Oops. It's giving me enough to show me where the lines are gonna go. But also it allows me to see where I'm going to be laying the ink down. So I'll just go ahead and start inking. Woo! Yeah! It's kind of a big earring there, but whatever. I can do hoops, I guess. Well, that'll work. I'm not too concerned about that. Let's see. Yippee! Sorry guys, I make sound effects and noise when I'm inking or when I'm drawing. It just helps with my creative process. So just a little give a little plug to the writer. The writer's name is Christopher Kern, and he has a website or a company that he started called 1225 Media. Christopher Kern actually specializes in everything Christmas. So he does a lot of children's Christmas books, and the first panel down below is got a link to his website. So go check him out. He does some really cool stuff with his books. This book that he's contracted us to do is about. It's more from a divorced parent's perspective. I know, like, there's not really a lot of content out there for kids that have divorced parents, and you know, this book is not just for kids too. It's for the parents. You know, I'm sure some of the parents kind of feel the way that these parents do in the book. Anyway, go check him out. This is going to be a free ebook, guys. Go to his website. This is going to be a free ebook. You can download it. You can read it to your kids. It's a great book. It's got a great message. Give me 1 second, guys. I have to email the link to the client so he can see what's going on here. Let's see. Twitch link. Twitch.tv/custom. Oops. That should be it. Okay. All right, I'm back, guys. Sorry, I was the email out to the client and shooting him a text to let him know that we're live. Um, okay, let me wrap my brain around where I left off and where I'm at. Okay, so back to the process here. Some things I want to talk to you guys about for the inking or just in general. I want you guys to really focus on not worrying and not being perfectionist. Just focus on laying down ink or putting in color. I don't want you guys to, oh, that doesn't look good, or I messed up here. Okay, if it's a blatant screw up, like say you're inking this person's nose and you go, oh, like that. Okay, that's a blatant mess up, and something like that you could always undo. But if it's just if it's say it's a little squiggly there, that's a minor imperfection. Guess what? These imperfections help make your art more believable and more realistic. So don't fret over the small imperfections, and just run with it. Have fun. That's really what you guys want to do, is have fun, enjoy your art. Don't get caught up in the imperfections, and don't get caught up in oh wow, this is not looking good, or I'm really not happy with this. Just finish your work, guys. Finish your work, and then you may be surprised at the end of the piece. You may think, wow, I thought I screwed up, but I didn't realize that little imperfection or that little mess up, or what you thought might be a mess up, looks good. Because you know what, guys? Think about this. When you're working on client work, or when you're working on a piece that just your friends or family are going to look at, they're not always going to be they're not always going to critique you. They may not even see any of your mistakes. You guys are the only ones that really are going to see your own mistakes. So don't think that oh, I messed up and everybody's going to see it. No, I mean that's not how it works. Just want to make sure that you're putting out the best art that you can do, and that's all you really need to worry about and focus on. Yep. So sorry about last night. I was gonna broadcast last night. We had internet issues last night, and it's kind of a bummer too, because it was May the 4th day, and a good friend of mine, Charles McNish, he's a great musician. He used to DJ, and he put together this really awesome, I don't know if you want to say, I wouldn't say soundtrack. He put together this great piece of music that was Star Wars themed, and I'm hoping that later on tonight, if he's on, that we can get a link put up and get you guys give you guys a chance to hear what he created. It's really good, really good. You should check it out. And Charles will be working with Custom Comic Strips from here on out. He's going to be helping create music for animations when we get into the animation process, and just in general, he's going to be helping out, making sure that everything stays on task, and whatever he wants to do, he's going to help us out with. So let's see. Something like that, maybe. Let me zoom out, guys. You're gonna want. See the mistake there. Didn't notice that in the pencil process, but that eye does not look right. So let's fix that. Easy way to fix that. could grab the lasso tool and move it. And move it. Right. Now let's zoom out and take a look. See if that looks better. Yeah, see, that looks a lot better. You don't necessarily have to redraw everything. I would recommend you do that, so that way it's good practice, and that you're getting used to doing that. And then when you're comfortable and you're confident in your work, then it's okay to take little shortcuts here and there, help speed up your process. One of these days, I would like to start interviewing some of the clients we work with. I'd love for them to hop on the channel here and plug their stuff that we're working on, and just kind of help get their stuff out there. So maybe we'll be able to implement that. I think you guys would have a great time hearing from clients, especially some of you artists that are following and watching, and you're probably asking, hey, how do you get your clients, or how do you do this, or how do you do that? And I think maybe if we implement that, that'll be able to help you guys get your clients, get your stuff out there. If you're not a people person, that's fine too. I mean, you always maybe look for a group like we have, and get in with the group and see what you can do to help the group out. By helping a group out, it's gonna help them succeed with client work, or get client work in. It'll help you succeed. You're helping them. Hopefully they're gonna give you a kickback and let you work on some of that client work that you're helping out by bringing in. Sorry, I'm a little scatterbrained right now. Too much coffee, and I'm smelling some good lasagna up there, and I just got the notification that it's time to eat dinner. So let me get some more inking done here, and then I'll run upstairs for a quick intermission, and be right back with you guys to finish up the inking on this page. And we'll see, if we got time, I may even get into the color on this page. I'm sure I will have time. I don't want to make any promises and say, oh yeah, and I don't want you guys to say, oh, you promised you'd do this. Such a goober. Alright. Yeah, let's see. This is a teddy bear, so let's do it with a really thin line. So that's maybe where they stitch the bear together. And we'll do that on the paws. Yeah, paws. Arms, on his arms and his paws. All right. Let's see. There we go. One thing you guys want to kind of pay attention to when you're doing fingers. Now it's up to you. If you're doing something that's a little bit more cartoony, a little bit more animated, you don't have to do fingernails per se. But, certain instances, fingernails will help make the illustration look more believable. So kind of keep that in mind when you're working on illustrations. Do you want it to be more cartoony? Do you want it to be a little cartoony but more believable? It's all kind of stuff you'll pick up as you. The more client work that you get, and the more client work that you work on, that's stuff that you're able to make a judgment call on and say, okay, well, this is what it's called for. Let's see. finger looks a little... No, that's fine. I was going to say that finger looks a little off, but... let's see. Let's do that and that. And let's go ahead and do this. This. Yeah, really light line for, like, that would be the scene where they stitch the bear together. Yeah, I'm happy with that. That looks good. Okay. Just making sure we got the rest of this done. Next thing is just getting this blanket inked, and then the character ink layer will be done, and then I will take a short intermission break to go eat dinner, and I'll be right back with you guys. Okay. Something like that, maybe. Yeah, that looks good. And then we'll go like that. Alrighty. Anybody hanging out there? Anybody? Feel free to ask me any questions. Be more than happy to answer any of the questions you have. I know there's people watching. I just don't know. If you guys have any questions, just feel free to ask. I'll do my best to try to answer them. All right. Oh yeah, that's where we're at. Let's see. Just got her legs crossed. Oh, yeah, that's right. I was doing that right. I was a little confused there for a minute. Fuzzy slippers. Yeah, something like that, maybe. Not like, yeah, something like that. That'll work. Okay. Let's do that. Okay. On to the next fuzzy slipper. Trying to think about what color these fuzzy slippers are going to be. Maybe pink, or a type of pink, or maybe like a light blue, maybe. Uh-oh. Connection lost. Oh. Said connection lost. Thought I lost internet connection there for a minute. I'm like, no! Anyway. Alright, we're almost done with... Oh, that's kind of weird. Weird. Anyway. Alright, we're almost done with this process here, and then we're going to take a break. I'm going to take a dinner break real quick. We're done with the character ink, and then we'll move on to the rest of the ink layers. see how that looks. Yeah, that looks good. All right, guys. I hate to say, I hate to leave you guys here, leave you hanging, but we'll be right back. Gonna eat dinner and get back down here as quickly as I possibly can. So I will just put this on intermission, and I'll be right back in about, I don't know, 10-15 minutes. Let me I got an idea. Connection lost? What's going on? Is that on my end? Yeah, maybe. Okay, let's save this before we go any farther. Guys, make sure you save a lot too, just in case Photoshop crashes or your computer crashes.
Connect insufficient permissions.
Let me
Sound muted.
do that as well. Alright, let's see. File. New. Sure, why not?
Connection lost.
Let's do 72. Is that, yeah. Be right back. There you go. Alright guys, I will I'll throw on a little music. No, I don't know, maybe. We'll see. Let me see what throw on a little music. You guys can listen to some music while and I'll be right back. So dinner break, dinner calls. Be right back, guys. Oh no, I'm back! Sorry about that, guys. Had to take a quick dinner break. Lasagna night. I like lasagna. It's very good. Very, very good. Yummy in my tummy. Okay, let's see, where we at? We are, oh yeah, that's where we're at. Excuse me while I get a drink of water here. Okay. Try not to belch on air. That'd be bad, wouldn't it? Anyway. Alright, so here we go. Back to ink here. Alright, we're on the couch layer. Uh-oh, here comes a big burp. Oh, never mind. Alrighty. Still recording, still streaming, we're good, we're good. Yep, everything's good. Alright. Onto the couch layer. Oh! Yeah, not on character ink. There we go. Feel free to feel free to follow us. I keep thinking YouTube, guys. Feel free to follow us, or even go to our YouTube channel and like and subscribe. I will be putting these videos up on YouTube probably on the weekends when I have more time. We are extremely busy right now with a lot of great things. We've got a lot of great client work in. We have a charity we're going to be doing work for. The charity's called Limitless Solutions. We're going to be creating a children's ebook for them. And let's see, we've got a children's ebook app we're creating, and business cards for another business, character concepts for our personal website, all kinds of goodies. So we got a lot on our plate, and that's what takes up all my time during the week. Weekends are a little bit more open, but I still do a lot of work on the weekends. And I don't mind it. I'm a workaholic, and it's quite alright because I love what I do. It's a lot of fun. At least for me it is. So, how was your guys' day today? Was it good? Bad? Good or bad? Good and bad? Mine was good. Had a great start. Got to hang out with the boys this morning for a decent amount of time. And, well, my internet's back up. We had internet issues last night, and it wasn't from the service provider. It was from, come to find out, my file server is doing some really weird, funky stuff. So, downside is I gotta spend part of my weekend backing up all my files that's on the file server and installing a newer Linux. It's not like I think it's, what is it? OpenSUSE is what we're using right now. I'm not sure what we're using right now. It was suggested to me to go flip to CentOS, so that's what I'll be doing. Is installing CentOS and getting that all up and running, and that'll be a fun experiment this weekend, getting that all done. We need to have it done because, for one, the other artists that work for custom comic strips, they need a way to be able to upload client files, and they need to be able to pull files from the server. It's very convenient. Anybody that's got a small business or even a large business and they don't have their own file servers, or they don't have something set up, I mean, I would recommend something small. It's a great way to back up your files. It's a great way to be able to access your files from pretty much anywhere. Yeah, it's helped us out quite a bit. So definitely recommend everybody to look into that. Of course, only do that if you have access to somebody that can help you, or if you're smart enough to figure out how to run a file server. They're not the easiest things to run. So I been lucky enough to have some really good friends help out, and they showed me some things, so I don't have to call them up all the time and say, hey, something's wrong. But I do appreciate all the help that everybody's given, and I don't know how I'm ever going to repay that, but I'm going to figure it out one of these days. Anyway, on to the next part. I'm sorry, I'm babbling here. I'm going on a tangent. Nobody's really chatting in the chat window, so I'm kind of just talking to myself. Yeah. Oops. Can you guys hear me out there? I know there's two of you watching. Hello? Oops. I wish I could play music for you guys, but ooh, what happened there? That is not good. Oh no. No. There it goes. Okay. That was really weird. I don't know if it's just something going on with Photoshop or if it's just my tablet. And that random line out of nowhere could be drivers not talking or not communicating properly. I know Windows and the Wacom drivers, they don't like each other very much. Alright. Anybody that's watching have any questions, feel free to answer your questions. I know it's probably kind of boring just sitting here watching me draw, but you know, I do talk a lot about a lot of, well, I give a good advice on how to, you know, do this stuff. I've given that out in the previous videos, and you guys could go into the archive and check that, or wait for me to post them up on YouTube, and you know, feel free to ask any questions next time I'm on and next time you're on. But I think tonight I'm just gonna kind of do what I do. If you got a question, feel free to ask. Don't be afraid. I'm not gonna laugh. I'm not gonna judge you. Just ask, and I'll do my best to answer your question. Alright. Let's see, you're probably wondering you're probably like, what is that? It's going to be carpet. You know, because carpet does stick up. It's going to look kind of like grass in a way, too, if you think about it. But you gotta get the carpet in there. You gotta make it look like it's actually sitting on carpet. Maybe this is a little bit more of a well, I don't want to say shag carpet, but maybe it's got I don't know carpets. Well, maybe it's got some long fibers to it. That's what I was looking for. You guys will find the more you watch me, the more I kind of struggle trying to find my words. I'm not always the best speaker, but you know, I try. And that's all that matters. Again, just to give you guys a heads up, the link is down below for Christopher Kern's book. This book is titled, well, the link picture I used was for his other book, What If Santa Didn't Exist? That's a great book too. Go check it out. This book title is The Divorced Parents. Click on the link, it'll take you to his website. Definitely check it out. It's a great book. He's a great author. Go check him out. This is going to be a free ebook, guys. So when it's done, you'll be able to go to his website and download it. So get your hands on a free ebook. You're gonna enjoy it, and your kids are gonna enjoy it. All right. You know what we're gonna do? I just thought about that. Let's do a little surface area there. That'll help with that. Let's do one here too. Coming up here, ooh, see what I missed? Coming up here a little bit later in the evening, if you look in the links below as well, that's another client we're working with. Definitely come back and check it out. We will be doing the Spirit Rack stuff. I'll be working on the cover. I'll be doing ink on the cover. So definitely come check it out. You guys get a little sneak peek before the comic book goes to print. A little warning though, I mean it's not for kids, right? The comic book. So this book is fine, but definitely just a little warning. You know, it's not, subject matter is not for kids. I mean, it's a horror book. It says it in the description, so you know, just use your best judgment. So what do you guys think about us getting into animation, 2D and 3D? Yep, we are definitely thinking about getting into it as soon as we get a little bit more time to practice the trade and get proficient at it, and when we feel comfortable offering it to clients. It's going to be a service we're going to offer. It's going to be awesome. Been dying to do it for at least 6 years now. Finally got around to getting software that's going to help us achieve that goal. I ended up picking up Toon Boom Harmony. If you guys go to toonboom.com, you'll see the software I'm talking about. It's studio grade software. A lot of the bigger companies like Disney and oh, you know what? Let me take a look here real quick, and I'll tell you some of the bigger studios that use it. Toon Boom. Let's see. It was okay, so they use it for Family Guy animation called The Inner World. They've used it for Hannibal. Disney used it for The Princess and the Frog, I think is the title, The Princess Frog. Apparently they used it in the Lego movie somewhere. Let's see. Let me click Learn More here. Some of the bigger studios that have used this are Fox, Disney, MGM, Nelvana. Sorry if I pronounced your company name wrong. Nelvana. Universal, Lucasfilm Ltd, DreamWorks, Film Roman, and I'm sure there's many more. But these companies have used this software. It's a great software. It's pretty pricey, guys. It's about, if you could get it on sale, they do a sale like once or twice a year. It runs about $1,800. Full price is $3,600. But if animation's the route you want to go, and if you want to have if you want to have a lot of I don't know what you want to call it. I'm a loss for words. If you want to be able to well, anyway, just check it out. Watch their videos. They give you great videos on what to use the software for, what it's good for. You're creating animations for 2D games. It's great for that. It exports to Harmony. Harmony is a platform that is used to create video games. Of course, you know, animation, 2D animation. You're able to implement 2D and 3D animation together. There's just so much you can do with the software. I would suggest checking out. Another good software is Flash too. You know, Flash is good too. It's not as powerful as Toon Boom, but you know, it does a trick. So if you guys have Flash, it's definitely something you can check out. There's plenty of free tutorials everywhere on both both software there. So let's see. What was I looking at? Oh, yeah. Anyway, back to inking. Okay. Anybody that's watching that doesn't have a Twitch account, it's a free account. It's free to sign up, guys. Sign up. If you want to ask a question, just sign up. Create an account on Twitch. You don't have to even load anything. You don't even have to do live streaming or anything, but I think they do require you to be logged in or have an account to be able to comment. So, you know, if you guys got a question, if you want to comment, feel free. Just create an account real quick and type in the chat window. I'd be more than happy to answer any questions you have. Give you any advice if you want some free advice on how to start, where to start. You know, having trouble finding a way to get clients, whatever. You just ask, and I'll do my best to answer your questions. Alright. Getting close to getting done with the ink layer for the couch. We'll move on to the next one, which will be the tree, Christmas tree, and the presents underneath it. I know you guys probably noticed that I'm adding a lot of detail, extra detail in with the ink process, and I tend to do that a lot. Usually the refined sketches, I like to make sure that a lot of the details there in the refined sketches, but then, you know, as I'm inking, it's like, wait a minute, that might look good here, or this might look good here, or might need to do this, and, you know, you just run with it, experiment. You know, never be afraid to experiment, and never be afraid to jump in there and learn, because by experimenting, you're learning, you're teaching yourself new things. So jump in, have fun. Put away your fears. Put away anything that's going to stop you from experimenting and having fun. Just throw it out the window. And don't be afraid to start with a blank canvas, guys. Just jump in and start creating. I know it's kind of intimidating process to be staring at a blank canvas, but maybe if you're having troubles getting started on a project, or maybe you're just wanting to doodle, just doodle. Whatever hits you square in the head, right in the forehead, smack. Do it. Draw it. If it doesn't look good, draw it again. If that doesn't look good, draw it again. You just got to keep going, though. You can't give up. If this is a passion, if this is something you want to pursue, don't give up. Just do it. And have fun doing it. Okay, I don't really like that drawer that I did, so I'm going to quickly create my own drawer here. And that's a little too big, but well, I guess what we'll do is we'll do like a double drawer system here. Double drawer, coffee table, end table, whatever you want to call it. What do you guys call it? Do you guys call it a coffee table, or do you call it an end table? What do you guys call it? Ooh, let's see. Nope, and nope. All right. Now it's time to do the drawer itself. I think I'll just do something really simple. Something like this. So that's like the metal, like a metal bracket, and then underneath, or like that's where the hand will go up underneath. That's kind of what I'm thinking. And I need to fix this part because if you follow this line straight, oh no, that was right. Darn it. No, that's right. Perspective angles can really mess with your idea of what it's supposed to look like. Optical illusions, I believe, is what you would call them. Ooh. I'll do a little curve to make it look like it's kind of cut into the front of the wood there. Alright, always zoom in and out, guys. You want to zoom in and out, all the way out, all the way in. You want to see where you're at, where you've been. I know, like, I haven't been doing it a lot on this illustration, and that's because I've had a lot of practice over at least the past 8 years doing this kind of stuff. So I kind of know, even zoomed all the way in like this, I kind of know what the bigger picture is going to look like. But you know, as you saw, I do go zoom out and zoom back in a little bit from time to time. If I'm drawing something that I'm not used to drawing, like if it's something that's not in my mental library, then I will do a lot of zooming in and a lot of zooming out just to make sure that it looks right. But that's one thing you want to do. And always, if you're drawing from reference, draw what you see and not what you don't see. I had some great instructors at MVCTC, and they were always awesome at saying, hey, pay attention, draw what you see and not what you don't see. Now the flip side to that is when you get proficient at doing that stuff, what you want to do at some point is learn to do it on your own, or learn to do it out of your own memory. So that way you're not building up a dependency per se, to always want to have to look at and you always have the feeling that, oh, I need to look at an illustration to do this. No, you don't need to look at an illustration. And you shouldn't, because it should really ultimately come from what your vision is. So, but references are okay. It's okay to if you're doing like any kind of life drawing or anything like that, it's okay to take a chair in your room or your house and say, I'm gonna try to draw a copy of this, because what you're doing is you're teaching yourself how to draw that object, and in time it's an object or an image that you can put in your mental library and say, I can draw this from here on out. Anyway, I'm not going to keep boring you with art talk like that. Anyway, blah 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 blah. Wish I had a webcam, guys. I would do some more fun stuff. I gotta save up and get a webcam. I like to wear fun hats from time to time. I like to do some fun stuff, and I think you guys would get a kick out of some of my facial expressions and me just making sound effects. I don't know. I know my wife and my kids get a kick out of it. They probably think, man, this guy's kind of crazy. They love it. So now we're under the tree. So any of you guys got any questions out there, feel free to ask. Don't be afraid to ask. Feel free to ask any question you got. Be more than happy to answer your questions. Zoom in a little bit more. Some of you are probably wondering, man, that star's not perfect, guys. Nothing in this world's perfect, so it's more fun that way anyway. Makes it more believable. Alright, let's see. Alright, whenever I'm inking, you know I've got all these ink layers separated, and we separated those ink layers due to some of the special effects I'm going to be doing in the illustration, and plus kind of how they're sitting in the image. So anything closer to the camera will be higher up on the chain of layers. I know I got the character ink layer first and foremost, but technically she's, if you look at where she's sitting, think of it as panes of glass sitting in front of each other. So each layer is a pane of glass. And so she's technically her layer is sitting on top of that. So like there's nothing overlap. Okay, let's do this. There's nothing overlapping her layer, so that's why her layer's at the top. And I could have done that for the tree. That could be at the top too, but I just kind of went from how things are overlapping. Anyway, so on those layers, what you want to do, this is what I do. So anything that's overlapping. So now that we're on the tree, oh my gosh, I did that on the, oh my, no, I hate when I do that. Okay, quick fix. You're probably like, what did you do? Well, what I did was I drew that star for the tree on the wrong layer. So what we'll do is do a copy and a paste. We use the lasso tool to select that area and just copy and paste right in the layer I wanted. Anyway, so as I was saying, so you see like there's a strand of Christmas lights going around the tree here. That's sitting on top of the tree. These ornaments are sitting on top of the tree. So I always draw things that are sitting on top. Some people may start with the tree and then stop here and then do the line for the strand of lights. I don't do that just because over time, doing a lot of inking and illustration over the years, I just realized it's a lot easier just to start with what's in front and move your way back in case you make a mistake, or in case you're trying to make your illustration look a lot more believable. You want to do it that way, because there'll be times where if you're inking, say, something in the background, so for instance, let's take this, and we'll go like that, and you made the tree line too far, and then you're doing that, and you're kind of cutting off part of the light. Whereas if you do the light first, since it's over top that tree line, you know where that line's going to stop. I don't know how else to describe what I do or how I do it, but I mean, that's just how I do it, and it works for me. But guys, just giving out some pointers. Ultimately, do what works best for you. I'm just trying to help you guys with what to look for in your art and how to make your art better, and kind of see what we do with client work. I mean, I know a lot of you don't even have the opportunity, or may not ever have the opportunity, to get to work with a client, and it's kind of sad, and I kind of hope that's not true. I hope that maybe some of these videos that we're doing here will help you guys find clients, and there's plenty of work out there for everybody, and I have no fear, I have no worry that anybody's going to take work away from us, because there's just a lot of work out there, and a lot of people wanting great illustration work. So I'm just here to help, man, and I want to see everybody succeed. I'm not the type of person that wants to see anybody fail. I think we need to come together as a world and just help each other out. And I'm not going to get into politics, and I'm not going to get into a lot of that stuff, and that's all I'm going to pretty much say on that line is we just need to help each other out more, and we need to stop turning a blind eye to people that are in need. We've got the potential as human beings to really do some great things in this world, and yet we're squandering that. And I know, like, some of you are like, well, we're only on this earth a short time. Well, you know what? Yeah, we are, but doesn't mean we can't do things to help our kids have a better life, and other people's kids, and just people in general, all the people that will be coming after us on this world. They're looking. They're going to be looking towards us, and like, why did you screw this up, and why did you do this, and why did you do that? And it's like, well, no, guys, I know a lot of stuff comes into play when it comes to that stuff. So I'm just going to leave it there, but I just wanted you guys to know, like, this is why we're doing what we're doing. I could keep a lot of these techniques a secret, and I could keep it all hush hush, but that's not who I am. That's not helping anything. It's not helping anybody. I was in that boat. I was trying to find tips and techniques that would make me a better artist, and it's kind of like they locked the door and threw away the key. It's very hard to find good information out there. There's a lot of junk out there, guys, lots of junk, and so this is my way of giving back and saying, hey, don't listen to everything that you hear out there. And have fun. Let's see. All right, let's get going on inking here. Hey, everybody! I see that we got a lot more viewers out there. Hey, how you doing? How's it going? Feel free to log in if you don't have an account. Create an account and ask any question you want. Anybody that's got an account that's watching right now, if you got a question, just ask. Don't be afraid to ask. There's no wrong question. There's no dumb question, as they say. There's no right per se. There's no right or wrong answer either. I mean, it's especially when it comes to art, but because all of us artists do things differently, and we create art differently. But ultimately, the basics and the techniques are pretty much the same. So, but if you have any questions, just ask, guys. I'll do my best to pay attention to the chat room there. Also, if you like what you see, guys, feel free to please subscribe. Please be a subscriber. This is going to be more of a daily show. You'll be seeing us do client work, internal work, anything illustration, anything animation, anything comic book related, comic strip related, you'll be seeing us do what we do. There's a lot of, well, I shouldn't say a lot. There's a good number of us in the group right now. We've got Brad Hemmelgarn. He's joined us a couple months ago. He's working on the comic book. I hope to get him on the channel and talking to you guys and showing you guys his art and how he creates art. There's I'd like to welcome Charles McNish. He's volunteered to give us some of his time to help out in any way he can. He's a great musician. I'm hoping to get a hold of him here in a bit. He created this awesome piece for May 4th. May the 4th be with you. And I know you guys would really enjoy it, so I need to get him on here and get the link and have you guys listen to it. It's great. Anybody that's a Star Wars fan will really appreciate what he's created. And he's offered to volunteer his time and help us be more creative. And he's an IT specialist during the day, so he does IT work during the day for another company. He's offered to help us out a little bit here and there on that, he's worked on some really big projects, so he's offered to give us his expertise and help us out, and I really appreciate it, and I know the rest of the group really appreciates it, because we're really busy, and it's really hard for at least me to keep up with what's going on. And that kind of segues into another thing. Anybody that is watching this that's not an artist but likes what they see, likes our work, and you go to our website and you give us a call, or you want us to work on a custom comic strip or a comic book or a children's book, if you guys call and I don't answer, please, please, please leave a message. I don't have a lot of time to answer calls right now. Once we bring some more artists in, I'll have the time to personally answer every single call that comes in, but I don't have the time right now, and none of the other artists that are on staff have the time either to answer calls. So please leave a message. I know leaving a message can be kind of awkward, or some people don't like leaving a message, but if you really like what we do and you're really interested in having us do some illustration work for you, please leave a message. Because I cannot answer every single call that comes in, and I feel bad. I feel really bad because I really want to. I like talking to people. I love what we do, and I want to help bring a smile to people's faces. We do stuff for birthdays, anniversaries, weddings, wedding invitations, wedding party favors, wedding everything. What else? Birthdays, baby showers. You name it, we can do illustrations for that kind of stuff. And we'd love to do something for your special occasion. So feel free to hit us up. There is on our website there is a let's get started. You could fill out a form, or if you're the type of person like I am, I like to talk to people in person. Call. If I don't answer, leave a message, but definitely call, and I will definitely call you back. The first 5 to 10 minutes I get, I will call you back. Anyway, back to the illustration here. Had to give that little plug out. Oh, I'm gonna also throw another little plug out, guys. The art that I'm creating is for a gentleman and author named Christopher Kern. He owns 1225 Media. I have a link. It's the first link down below. It's What If Santa Didn't Exist. That's his first book that he's gotten published. It's a great book. So is this one. Check out his website. Check out the books. Guys, this is going to be a free ebook. So when this is done, check it out. Read it. Enjoy it. Read it to your kids. Read it to yourself. It's a great book. All right. Let's see. When I get into the color phase, which I may or may not get into tonight, so you'll have to stay tuned stay tuned tomorrow. I hope I get into it tonight because I want to be able to start on page 2 tomorrow. But you'll see some really cool stuff that I'm going to do with these Christmas lights. Now, normally I do the glass and the color of what the color of the light's going to be, but I'm not going to do that this time. It's a lot of extra work, and ultimately you're not going to really notice too much of a difference. And if I end up noticing too much of a difference and I don't like it, I will do the glass for these bulbs in the color, and that's a real easy fix or a real easy thing to do. Just create a new layer basically. And see, this is me being too much of a perfectionist. I should there we go, just do it and be done with it. Don't worry about it, because you know what, if you zoom out, it looks good. See, it looks good. So this is part of what I was saying earlier, guys. Don't worry about a lot of the imperfections in your art. You get stuck on being a perfectionist in art, and what should take you a certain amount of time will take you 2 to 3 times longer to do. So it's okay to be a perfectionist to a certain extent, and it's okay to want to create art and having it be the best that it can be, but there's also going too far. And you know, any way's fine, I guess, if you're willing to take the time and you want to make it look perfect. The only thing is that anything that's super perfect, and if the lines are like super clean and super straight, it's not going to look right. It's going to look out of place. It's going to look like it doesn't fit the environment, or it's going to kind of give the viewer a disconnect. They're going to look at it and be like, something doesn't look right with this illustration. So, and I'll show you what I mean here in a second. To a certain extent, I'm not going to do any perfect lines or do any kind of anything. So if you zoom out, all those little light bulbs and all the little imperfections you see, you can't see anymore. It looks good. Everything looks great. So that's what I'm trying to get to. And I know I've said it numerous times, and I say it again, and you'll probably hear me say it again in the future, guys. It's for all the new viewers that are logging in and watching. They need to hear the same message as well. So I'll do my best not to say it too many times, but yeah. So, all right, got a message. Got to look. All right, alrighty. You know what else I'd like to talk about? Any viewers out there that are potential clients, either for us or for somebody else? When it comes to art, try not to go into a project with preconceived images in your mind. I know it's kind of hard not to, because it's your project, it's your passion project, it's your baby, right? You want to make sure it turns out phenomenal, and guess what? Any good artist wants it to turn out phenomenal too. But what I would suggest, like for instance, the project I'm working on right now and the comic book project, both clients have given us free will on our artistic interpretation to a certain extent, and it has allowed us to create some outstanding art for our clients. So any potential clients for us or for any other artist out there, please, I hope by watching this you can but you see what we do, and you understand, and there's a whole level of respect for what we do and how much work we put in. It's not just us scribbling on paper. It's quite a bit of work for us to create quality art. So I just ask that you be a little bit understanding. If you feel the artist is maybe not seasoned enough, then I would say that's okay to kind of guide them. But I think if you hire an artist and you really love their work, try not to put any restrictions on that artist, because the more barriers and the more restrictions you put up for an artist, the more closed off they get, and it's harder for them to create their best work, because then they feel like they're constrained and frustrated. Now, not all artists and not all people are this way, right? I'm not saying that all artists this way. So any artists out there watching and they're like, oh, I don't have that problem, that's fine. That's that you're one of the few lucky ones that don't feel that way. But I would comfortably say a large number, at least artists that I know, all feel the same way when it comes to that kind of stuff. We do our best, absolute best work when we have zero to little restrictions on our creativity. It would be like somebody telling Einstein, nope, doesn't make sense, bring it back a notch, do this, do that. I mean, or for let's say another example, that might not have been the best example. Let's say just anybody creating anything. I mean, look at the guys that, well, no, I'm just going to leave it at that. I'm not going to even try digging myself even deeper in a hole to try to find another proper analogy. But anyway, for you potential clients out there, again, just try to be a little bit more lenient for the artist. And if they're kind of going off the deep end, they're kind of getting a little crazy, that's one thing. But if they're putting up some really good quality sketches and roughs, it's like, okay, you want to give them a little bit of slack. You want to give them a lot of slack. You want to give them a chance to really get their stuff out there and let them do their thing. I know, trust me, you've got an idea in your head, you know what it looks like, and that's the way you want it to look, right? Well, sometimes in those situations, the artist knows what's going to work best for print. They're going to know what looks best for certain situations, and what you're trying to do, while it may be able to be accomplished, may not look right or may not look good. When I do custom comic strips for clients, sometimes they want to put a lot of stuff in each panel, and then that's fine because they're trying to tell a story. But with like comic books and comic strips, the more you throw in a panel, the more busy it looks, and the more cluttered it looks, and it just doesn't, to the viewer, it just doesn't look good, right? So again, just let the artist show you what they want to do, and kind of be a little bit open-minded and more receptive on what the artist is telling you can and can't be done. Or if you feel like you can push the artist a little bit and say, let's try this, let's try this, let's see if it works. Maybe it'll work, maybe it won't, maybe that artist just can't do that. And that's where you say, do I want to continue working with that artist, or do I want to find a new artist? And I'd hope that you continue to work with that artist. Let them finish what they started, and give them a chance to prove to you that they can do the quality work that you're expecting from them. But anyway, I'm just saying, give the artist a chance and let them prove to you. And any of you artists out there, don't take criticism to heart, and don't take projects. I know, like, you invest a lot of time and you're investing a lot of energy creating stuff, but you can't get upset with a client if they want you to change something. I mean, you have to turn that disconnect off. Now, it's one thing if somebody's being too demanding and it's just something that's not practical, or it just can't be done. That's different. But most clients are not going to sit there and demand that you do this or do that a certain way, and they're not gonna be like a nightmare, right? most clients are great clients, and I just ask that you fellow artists out there not get upset when they ask you to change something or they give you a little criticism. Heck, even before you send out art to the client for approval, maybe run it by your close family and friends, people that are going to tell you the truth and not lie to you, and they're not going to say, and I don't mean lie in a bad way, that people have a tendency of not wanting to hurt other people's feelings, right? So, but anyway, find somebody that's gonna be honest with you, and they're gonna tell you the truth, because that truth is gonna be what you're looking for and what you need. So run it by them first, see what they say. If they notice something, change it, and then send it out to the client with the change. If you have any teachers, any art teachers that you can ask, they'd be more than happy to help you out, and I would hope they would be more than happy to help you out and answer any of your questions or give you advice. I know at least my teachers are always happy to do that, and I know not everybody's got that opportunity or got that chance to ask teachers, but they're another great resource. Ask them. Maybe think about what they're suggesting, and just really think about it. Anyway, enough on that subject. I'm trying to find stuff to talk about so that way it's not just quiet and boring for you guys. I know this is probably a little boring watching me do art. Some of you may enjoy it. I enjoy watching people do art. It could be an hour-long video, and it doesn't matter what kind of commentary is going on. I could sit there and watch an hour without commentary, with commentary. I just like watching how an artist creates their lines and creates their art. It's to me, it's fascinating. And I'm an artist, and I do it every single day, but it's still really cool and really fascinating to watch another artist create something out of nowhere, out of thin air. It's like, wow. I never would have thought to put a line there. I never would have thought to put shading there. For me, I'm always learning that way, but for people that aren't learning and they're not artists, maybe you want to be artists. You are learning by watching. Subconsciously, you're learning by watching. So, again, I'm trying to keep this not as boring as possible, but it probably is, and that's okay. If you guys want to ask a question, feel free to ask a question. Be more than happy to answer any questions you guys have. But to do that, I think Twitch requires that you create an account. Guys, accounts are free. Go ahead and create an account and jump in the chat. Join in the chat. Give me something to talk about. Hey! I bet if you walked in my house right now, you'd probably be like, well, who is he talking to down there? Was he talking to himself? Kind of funny. Just to let you guys know, coming up, I've got a great friend, and he likes to do close-up magic. So I'm gonna have him on the once I get a webcam for down on my workstation. I got one on my laptop, but I don't do any of the twitching on my laptop. It's my gaming laptop. It's not. Now that I've stepped up to this workstation, I can't go back to that laptop. This workstation is way more proficient at what I do. So, anyway, when I get a webcam set up down here, I'd love to show you guys some of his close-up magic, just to mix things up and keep it entertaining, keep it loose. He does some really cool stuff that makes you scratch your head and wonder, wow, how do you do that? How do you make that thing disappear or reappear or whatever? Hey, viewers. Feel free to follow if you like what you see. Ask a question. Feel free to comment, ask a question. I'll answer your questions as best I can. Feel free to follow it too, guys, if you like what you see. This is going to be more of a daily thing. You guys will be able to see us work on. And guys, when I say us, there are other artists that when they get time and we get them going with client work and stuff like that, that you'll start seeing a lot of their work as well. So don't think that it's just me and I'm referring to myself in the third person. Anyway, so wow, lost brain fart, guys. Totally brain farted on that one. There goes the cloud. Brain fart. What was I talking about? Anybody want to fill me in on the chat? Oh, anyway, guys, please follow us. Give us the support. If you when you hit follow and you follow us, it definitely helps us out and lets me know there are people watching and are interested in what we're doing and creating here. So, and definitely check back through the week. You'll see some cool stuff. Later on tonight, I'll be working on the comic book for our client. That'll be well, probably after the inking on this page. We'll see. I'm not quite sure yet. I'd love to get into the color, but ink and color are two separate things. I mean, inking by itself, as you can see, I've only done. Let me zoom out here and show you. I've only done the character and the couch and the tree so far. I missed the ornament. Whoops. I've only done these three things so far, and I've got the rest of this to do. And I got to figure out what I'm going to put in those pictures back there too. So the color might be tomorrow. Well, it'll have to be tomorrow. But it'll be a different night. I can't do both in one sitting. I gotta split it up a little bit. But I will be working on the Spirit Rack stuff here in a little bit. Be inking the cover, and then we'll try to get the ink done tonight, and then we'll move on to doing the color for both this page and the cover for the comic book tomorrow. Oh, I must be. Let's see. Alright, well, back to inking here. Let me know if you guys want me to put on music in the background. I usually like to listen to Pandora when I'm not streaming and I'm working. Helps me relax and just kind of get in the groove. And the problem with Pandora is that a lot of that is licensed music, and I don't know how Pandora, or not Pandora, I don't know how Twitch is about that kind of stuff. Talking to Charles, he had said something that along the lines that Twitch will kind of mute my voice, or just it mutes it, and I don't mean like live, but I mean in the archive. And I'd like to take these archived videos and upload them to YouTube, I really don't want them to mute it. So I'm kind of I'm not gonna say I'm stuck, because I'm not stuck. There's plenty of sources out there to use free music, but one of these nights I'd love for Charles to hop on and start throwing down a beat and just kind of create his music while I'm creating art. That way we got some music in the background. You guys are being entertained and enjoying the show and enjoying the music. And when Charles gets a little bit more time to be able to do that, I'm sure he'd love to do that. And I'd love to link you guys back to wherever he's got his music set at, so that way you can listen to anything that we've done on broadcast or anything that he does in the future off broadcast. But I got to make sure that the music that I pull is stuff that is, I don't want to say open source. I think they call it public domain or something like that. If you look in the links below, the intro and the outro music and stuff, I put the links. These groups allow us to use their music as long as we put a link up to link back to their website or whatever. So, I'm all about giving credit where credit's due, and I'm all about helping people out, and it's really cool that musicians are willing to do that. If you're willing to give them a shout out, so that's what I'm doing. I'm giving them a shout out and saying thank you for letting us use your music for our projects, whether it be YouTube or Twitch. But anyway, Charles, if you're watching or listening, or if you're there on the other end, one of the other viewers, we got to set up a time, man, when you got time to throw down a beat, and oh man, it's gonna be cool if you're watching, man. I think people would really enjoy it. Anybody get the reference to the blimp? Anybody out there want to comment on where they think that I got the blimp from, or the blimp idea under the tree from? Give you a hint, it is a Christmas movie. And I do believe they play it every year. Alright. No questions, okay. Do I not have this thing open to questions? Can anybody type anything? Am I talking to myself? There any friends or family out there watching? If so, let me know, either on Facebook or on Twitch here. I do some gaming, if any of you are wondering. If I'm gonna do any kind of gaming videos, I will once I set up a Twitch account for my gaming channel, which I have set up on YouTube. I'd love to do gaming videos. At this point in time, we're super swamped with client work, so I really don't have a whole lot of time to do any gaming or even to devote any time to that. I would love to, and at some point when I got time to do that, I'd love to show you some of the fun stuff and catch my facial expressions when I play. There's a zombie game. I'm not a zombie fan. It freaked me out. But there's a great game called Dying Light, and oh man, you should see it. It's funny. My wife cracks up whenever she's watching me because it's like I'm some zombie jumps out or grabs you, and it makes you scream. It freaks me out anyway. It's pretty funny, pretty comical. You guys would get a kick out of watching me freak out. Anyway. Anybody out there got any questions? Anything they'd like to ask? Love to answer questions. Anybody out there? Anybody watching? I'm sure there is. It says there's a lot of people watching right now, but they're not part of Twitch, so I know you guys are out there. I know you probably have a question or two. Log in, create an account. Ask me any question. Man, I wish I had some music. I could play some of the music I do for the intro and stuff, but I don't want you guys to get bored with that, so leave it just for intros and outros. And any dinner breaks or any kind of break period. Any intermission. Oops. Oops. Oops again. Oops, oops, and oops again. Gotta say, I'm loving the weather. It's nice and starting to get nice and warm out. We did have a week a couple weeks ago where it was back down in the 30s and 40s, and I tell you what, I love winter. I love fall. I love all seasons. I live in Ohio, so we get to see all types of seasons, and man, I love all seasons. But I tell you, after a certain amount of time of winter, you're just like, oh man, I'm ready for summer, ready to get outdoors. I'm ready to have fun. And I gotta tell you, I'm enjoying the nice weather, that's for sure. What little time I do get to enjoy. How's the weather and where you guys are at? Sorry, sometimes I get quiet when I'm trying to concentrate. Oh, let's see. Oop. Anybody have any questions out there that feel like asking? Go ahead. Feel free to ask me. I'd love to answer any questions. Any questions at all. You can ask me anything. There's no wrong question. Don't feel embarrassed and don't feel like your question's dumb or anything like that. Don't feel that way. Just ask. Let's see. These blocks, these are going to be alphabet blocks. I'm not gonna do the letter because at least the blocks that I had growing up, or from what I remember, they had color. They were like white around the edges. They had color in the middle, and then the letter was white. So that's what I'm going to do with those blocks there. Let's see. Anybody out there get the reference to the blimp? Please let me know. Alright, tree's done. Let's go do what? Stockings are next. That'll be quick. Quick and painless. I don't know if you guys heard that beep, but apparently my computer doesn't like when I hit the button sometimes on the Cintiq. It blurps and bleeps at me. Swear it's got a mind of its own sometimes. Okay. Oh, pay attention. You know, I forgot to ask the client if he wanted any names on these stockings. I'll have to remember to do that. Maybe we won't. I don't know. Probably not. But I have to remember to ask him. Because some stockings you see actually have names on them, so because either they're handmade or bought, handmade, or just bought, made in another country. Yeah, that's good. There we go. Alrighty. Stockings are done. I guess now it's fireplace ink, and that would be just for the brick and the mantle, and probably the inside. And then what I'll do is I'll move this layer that says wood ink up above.